All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back
watch this.
to another video. Wanted to make this video for quite some time, and with the release of the Western release, I should say, of Lost Ark just around the corner, I thought there'd be no better time to make this video. There's a lot of conversation, and there has been a lot of conversation surrounding Lost Ark and the difficulty of the game. How hard is the end game content? Will it be welcoming to new players that haven't played the game before?
Raiding.
Straight into technically tier 3. There was that video that my friend Saint made, we recently discussed on that interview that I did with him on my channel. The video was titled, How Hard is Endgame Rating?
Okay, so this is the video we watched, actually.
And many people online reacted to that video. And when I talked to Saint about that video, he went out to say that that video was a mistake and that he regrets making the video because it may have scared some players away from the game, and that the rating mechanics may seem too complex, and it seems like
I mean, it didn't seem too bad.
Anyway, many of you know that I've been playing the game for quite some time now, and
I mean, there was quite a bit to it, but it didn't seem too bad
over the past several months now. And with that, I've experienced a lot of the end game content that the game has to offer. I've completed all of the games that are currently available within the progression tier of Russia, and I've also recently moved over to Korea and have begun playing over there. And my experience with the game is always the same, in that every time a new raid comes out, or every time I go into something, everyone online, or at least the people that would watch me on Twitch, would say there's no way you'll clear that raid, or good luck in that raid, even though they have never actually done the raid themselves.
Oh, that raid looks kind of cool.
With that, it feels like a lot of gatekeeping that goes on. You know, there's this whole
people say that about everything, though. People say that about WoW. People say that about Final Fantasy, dude. People say that about this game, dude. People say that about any game. Now, if I were to go into this raid, I'd probably eat shit, obviously. I've never even played the game. But as far as, like, understanding the mechanics, like, I guess some of them, as the video was just fucking going on, you know what I mean? Like, if you're afraid of the difficulty of a game, you have to keep in mind that even if they wanted to, they can't make it so hard that only, like, a very small percentage of people can clear it. Even ultimates can be cleared by, I'm not going to say pretty much anybody, but a lot more people can clear a fucking ultimate than they think. They're just intimidated up here. They've already like set themselves to fail up here. It might take you longer, yes, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it.
When I was doing April, the recent raid,
this is
people in my chat were saying, like, wait till Final Fantasy players get a hold of this. Like, there's a lot of people take a lot of pride in knowing that their game is difficult.
They do.
So today,
Yo, they do. There's been so many people that are like, WoW's harder than 14. 14's harder than WoW. Lost Ark's harder than 14. Lol. People's mentality is if they're not playing the hardest game, then people are going to look down on them. Oh, you're playing that pussy game. Oh, you're playing that easy game. Yo, here's a thought. I think everything's easy because I'm fucking good at anything I do. It doesn't matter if I'm playing the easiest game or the hard game. I'm going to be awesome at it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever I play, I'm going to be good at. So if you have that mentality, just get good, then there is no difficult game.
I want to talk about that, how difficult the game really is, and also to give you some insight on some of the end game systems, and will it be confusing or overwhelming to new players? Well, first of all, what I would say is that Lost Ark, in a lot of cases, is a vanity-based game. There's lots of vanity-based achievements, hell mode difficulty raids where you can earn a title and a statue, and then you can take it up another notch and decide to earn the Beast Roar title by doing Helton, Hell Mode Vaulton, without having a single player die throughout the entire 2-boss encounter.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
There are other achievements that you can earn now recently where they've been trying to incentivize players to do some of the more difficult raids in terms of hard mode April Shed, where if you complete the raid 5 times on normal, you earn a pet. If you complete it 10 times, you earn a different reward. And then if you do it on hard mode, you earn a different reward, and so on, right? They're offering and incentivizing players to partake in these activities because a lot of players actually don't do them. And the truth is it's not that the content is too difficult, it's that the content is too difficult to pug. And that's the case for a lot of games. If you've ever played World of Warcraft and raiding in that game, a lot of people don't do mythic raiding in World of Warcraft, right? Because they don't have time to join a guild. They don't have time to sit like me and degen my life away and play for however many hours per day. And I totally get that, right? You got a job, you got little kiddos, you got whatever's going on. You don't have time to play like you used to. So you end up pugging and playing for a couple of hours per day. And in Lost Ark, it's no different. However, what I would say that's even more beneficial and more forgiving to the casual player that Lost Ark does or has to offer is that in these other games, in order to acquire your full tier set, for example, you may have to complete or finish the entire raid. And if you want to get your mythic rating set, your entire tier set, you're going to have to complete or maybe kill the last boss of the raid in order to acquire that helmet, that trinket, that
in Lost
weapon.
Ark you don't.
Well, in the case of Lost Ark, you craft your end game raid sets by collecting mats from these bosses. And every boss in the raid drops those mats. However, it's a cascading effect where you need, maybe the first boss drops 2 horns, feathers, chest pieces, whatever, plates, and the second boss drops 4. You can still farm that end game raid set by just doing maybe the first couple of bosses, which is no different than in WoW, right? People may pug the first 2 bosses of a raid, and that's where the pug ends because the rest of the bosses are too difficult. And that's why Lost Ark has then...
Yeah, so he said that it's no different in Lost Ark. So based on what I saw, there was a lot going on, but all the mechanics seemed fine. They didn't seem like too difficult, right? You know, you just pair the shapes up. You collect the number of buffs depending on the shapes that you got. It's not like you're passing debuffs and holding on to debuffs and all this shit. It's just basic shit, right? But there's a lot of basic shit to it. So it seems overwhelming. But like if you were to go in there and try it and, you know, actually had a group, I mean, yeah, if one person fucks up, then it's a wipe, but that's the same as Final Fantasy. That's the same as WoW, right? He made the joke earlier about, you know, I can't wait till Final Fantasy players see this, you know, or that's what Twishout was saying. Well, I'm sure people think the same way from Final Fantasy's perspective. Like we got a new Ultimate coming out. When that Ultimate drops, it's going to be the hardest fucking thing that's ever came out because it's new. When Uwu first came out, there were some people that genuinely thought Uwu was harder than UCOB. And I think that's crazy. People think T is easier than UCOB. I think they're about the same. Some people compare Ultimates to Mythic raiding in WoW. I don't really see how you can compare a 20-man raid to an 8-man raid, but I think that's 2 different types of content. But I guess that's beside the point. But the point I'm trying to make here is that like that raid that we watched earlier, like it looked really cool. But nothing about that seemed crazy difficult in a static setting where you're all in void. I would say that Lost Ark raid that I saw is actually more comparable to Final Fantasy than like a fucking Mythic raid because you have 8 people. From that raid, the only thing that I could see that you actually needed to communicate with was to tell which direction the guys were facing. So you have one group that's outside in the regular plane, and then you have the other group that's in the plane. There's 4 guys, right? And they're either rotating clockwise or counterclockwise. That's the only part in that entire raid where I felt the communication would actually give you a huge advantage. Everything else you can just pretty much do by yourself, right? You can assign, okay, circles go here, squares go here, hexagons go here, and stars go here. You do all your mechanics, okay, that's very pug friendly. If you have a square, you get 4. If you have a circle, you get 2. Hexagons get 6, stars get 8. That again is very pug friendly. You know, all that shit's very pug friendly. The only thing that I could see in that previous raid that would completely fucking wreck pugs would be where you have to follow the one guy. I don't think the boss was DPSable. I think the boss disappeared during that part. But in that case, you could just type out, follow me, put a triangle over your head or put a marker over your head, follow me. Basically, this guy's point is the only reason why people think that this is so hard is because they've never done it before. They've never seen it. And it happens in every game. It happens in WoW, happens in 14, happens in fucking this game. This game looks pretty cool. It does, but the top down ruins it for me. But that's just my personal preference. That's just my personal preference. I'm really glad this guy brought up that point. I kind of ranted about that a little too long, but anyway.
Has gone on, at least in Korea, to provide more additional cosmetics to incentivize players to partake in these activities, and it's working. A lot of players are now going back to revisit these raids to try to earn those cosmetics because everyone knows that for a lot of people, cosmetics really are the true end game, whether it be getting a prestigious title, a prestigious mount, and so on. Now, one of the things that I do appreciate about the game, and one of the reasons why I like the game, is that although it is forgiving and welcoming to the casual player in that aspect, they do not remove or nerf these harder raids.
That's
I mean,
good.
obviously they tune them, but
Yeah,
I
that's
like
good.
the fact that the game does offer challenging content. It's one of the things that I enjoy partaking in. I like doing the most difficult content the game has to offer. It's what's exciting for me as a player, and even if you're someone that doesn't partake in those activities, I think a lot of people appreciate the idea that, hey, my game does have these very difficult raids. But with that is when you have all of this misinformation that it's so difficult and good luck finishing these raids, and
Yeah, that
WoW
mentality
players
just
stand
comes
no
from
chance in these
shitters.
raids. WoW raids are easy because they have these add-ons and they tell you exactly what to do, and it's this whole cringe war of my game is harder than your game, and you see it with Final Fantasy and World.
That's exactly what I was talking. Dude. I like this guy a lot. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Warcraft during the race to world first, and it's going to be no different in Lost Ark. The truth is, the people that are telling you this, very, very, very few of them have actually done the raids.
Dude, he's so nice. This guy's so nice. See, this is why people like other content creators more than me. Because me, I would say, okay, you know what? Let's say I was doing the video, okay? He's so fucking nice, man. Because me, I would say, you know what? Don't listen to those fucking idiots because they're shitters, okay? I deal with those shitters all the time in Twitch chat. We got a bunch of them in here right now. You guys have no fucking idea what's actually difficult. You guys think that a fucking AoE marker is the end of the fucking world. Give me back my sub.
Getting advice from somebody, and then I asked them, I was like, you know what, like, what raids have you done? Just because I was generally curious, and this guy was eons behind where I was at. I'm like, well, why are you giving me advice? You know, that's what I realized. So, you know, I don't like.
Oh my god, dude. This person has no idea who the fuck I am, but I have connected with this person on a content creator level. In that moment, I knew that he wanted to say, this motherfucker is a shitter. And he's trying to tell me, what the fuck?
Gatekeeping people by scaring them into saying, you know, how difficult the game really is. I would say one of the flaws of the game is not the difficult content. It's that one of the things that I'd like to see the game improve on is cutting down on some of the bloat. I think the game does suffer from some bloat that will be overwhelming to a newer player. I think there's too many currencies that exist in the game, and this is similar for World of Warcraft too. If you're a new player hopping into WoW today, there's too many currencies. There's too many mats and materials, and it just becomes overwhelming. Your inventory instantly fills up, and in Lost Ark, it's very similar to that.
Yeah.
I think they could combine a lot of the grenades and battle items into one item that do several things instead of needing several different grenades for different aspects of the game. Although it's nice to have those complexities, I think it is overwhelming for a new player. And even with tripods and gems.
Well, sometimes that shit just becomes way too fucking tedious. It just becomes unnecessary, man.
Gems and engravings and gear sets, although they introduce them to you in a linear fashion, I think for a newer player, it could be overwhelming. And that's where I would say Lost Ark is an enthusiast game. That's the difficulty in terms of getting into the game, is understanding and grasping all of that. When I got into the game, there was none of that. There was no materials online because there wasn't that much information surrounding the game at the time. And now there's so much of it that I think a lot of you will have a much easier time. And I've made several videos.
I have an important question. Question time! Does Lost Ark have a parser? It doesn't? Can't play it. Can't play it.
Videos and provided resources for you guys, so you should check that out because I think it will be helpful for those new players getting into the game. But if you're somebody that has done competitive raiding in another MMO, you will do just fine in Lost Ark. It will be a different raiding experience. It'll be difficult for you because you're not used to the mechanics.
Yeah.
And you're not used to playing.
Yo, what he just said, people were freaking out when, like, you know, the WoW guys came over, like Lemon Max, Ninja Max, THD, all those guys that came over to play. And they were like, man, they're going to suck at Final Fantasy, blah, blah, blah. Look, man, if they're good in one MMO, the chances of them being good in another MMO are high because they understand how jobs function. You need to do this to do max damage. You need to CD this. Fight design can only be so many different ways. Is it an AoE? Is it a chariot? Is it dynamo? How many dynamos are across all the games? I bet I bet every MMO has a dynamo. Every MMO has a chariot. Every MMO has a spread. Every MMO has a stack. Like, goddamn, you know? It's literally the same thing, just in a different game. Once you get used to the movement, you know, you become a little more familiar with the controls, you're gonna succeed. So the fact that he brought that up is super fucking important. The truth behind Lost Ark's most difficult. The title of this video should just be like, why in-game rating in every game is the fucking same, and why if you're good in one game, you're gonna be good in all of them. And don't listen to shitters in Twitch chat.
That style of gameplay, right? Maybe you've come from Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft. It's a different game. But over time, if you're a gamer, you'll do just fine. And if you're someone that has done more casual content in another MMO, you can expect similar results. However, in Lost Ark, you will be rewarded for that. Okay? With that being said, I want to make this very clear. With the game coming out, you know, the game's not going to be for everybody. It's not going to be for everybody, whether you don't like the difficult content the game has to offer. Maybe you do find the content too difficult early on in tier 1 or tier 2, because some of those Guardian raids, they're not easy. Maybe you don't like the over-the-head camera angle. Maybe you don't like the monetization of the game and the fact that you can buy gold.
Right there. There it is. Right there. He said it. Maybe you don't like the over-the-head camera angle. That's me. I think the game looks awesome. I really do, and I hope it does well. But I feel like sometimes people just can't accept that that's what kills a game for you. No, you can get over it. No, you can get used to it. Like, no, I can't. I don't want to. It's why I don't like first person. I like being able to do this, man. People really take for granted how good this is. Like just being able to do this. Just this freedom right here. I like being able to do this, okay? I can't explain how much I like being able to do this, but it is a really fucking high amount. I like being able to control my character. I don't like having to click to move. I think click to move is fucking horrendous. I think it's fucking awful. I hate it. I want to use WASD. Those are valid reasons for not liking the game. Now, do I think the game looks good? I actually think this game looks pretty good, but I'm not going to be playing it because of that. No, they're not! They're not valid! That's why I've never played League of Legends either. I just don't like the...
And then buy mats with that, and that might upset you, right? There's tons of things about the game that you may not like, but there's a lot of things about the game that I personally do like, which is why I've been so vocal about my enjoyment in the game, because I think it's a great game for a lot of people that are looking for a new MMO, and it's free to play, so you've got really nothing to lose in giving it a shot. Now, with that being said, I do want to thank so many of you guys for being who have been so supportive of my channel this past year. My channel has grown a lot. My Twitch channel has grown a lot. Some of my videos did so well that a lot of people were saying that I was this Amazon shill or this Smilegate shill because I was speaking so highly of Lost Ark. But it's just because I really like the game. I wasn't paid to make those videos. I just like the game. But now, because of those videos doing so well and so many people were supporting those, they did reach out to me to partner with them for the launch of the game and their drop event on Twitch. So I'll be part of that. And I have a team that I'll be partaking with.
The shill.
Working alongside.
Please just say
for the launch of the game, where we'll have like rewards, and my team's pretty stacked, and I'm sure you guys will hear more details about that when it does come out, whenever you see this video. So thank you guys so much for that, because it does feel pretty damn good. Okay, honestly, for me, I've been grinding, making videos, and
is Lost Ark harder than this?
Time, and you know, I remember I had to win a beta key for BFA so I could make videos for World of Warcraft from a Swifty giveaway, because I couldn't get a beta key for BFA. And to go from that to this, it feels pretty good, man. After just making a couple of videos,
hell
and
yeah,
content now for this game, it feels really damn good.
Hell
also,
yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yo, I bet it does feel good for the game that you love and really enjoy playing to reach out. I wouldn't know.
Guys who have been supporting my YouTube channel as well. You know, I'm close to 100,000 subscribers, and you know, if you like my content, consider subscribing so I can get that like little play button thing, so I can show that to my mom, because she's always
hell yeah
YouTube videos. So that'd be cool to share.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any questions, you can check out my live stream somewhere here on the screen, and I'd be more than willing to answer them. As always, I appreciate all of your time, and I'll see you all in the next one.